All right. Hello, Blue Devils. Welcome to this week's Campus Life Student Services Zoominar, where we are here to provide you with different updates. As always, if you have questions, drop them into the chat box, put them into the Q&A box, and we will get those answered for you today. Today, we have two special guests joining us. We have Reverend Brisbane, who's here to talk to you about religious life, to give an update on community service hours, particularly for seniors, and to talk to you about our Daily Bread food pantry. We'll also be joined shortly by Chief Honore, and there she is right there. And so she'll be here to give you some Mardi Gras safety tips. And as always, we have my co host, Dr. Bullard, who will give us any type of campus updates specifically related to COVID 19. So, panelists, how are we doing today?
Doing good.
Awesome. It's Mardi Gras time, so we're all excited. I know our students are excited for all the great things to come. So let's kick off this week with Chief Honore. So, Chief Honore, we know that Lundi Gras and Mardi Gras coming up. We know the city has put a couple of restrictions in place, but talk to us a little bit about how we can all stay safe over the next few days.
Hello, everyone. Let's focus on right now. The city is have the house floats. So they also have floats in the Oaks at City Park. So I know that cost, but I don't know that the kids would want to look at the floats if nobody's throwing nothing at them. But go and do some house with the floats. One thing we have to remember that in the city right now, um, car burglaries, carjackings is a high issue that the city is dealing with. So I did send the students out an email before I left with some safety tips, and my intent was to create one for faculty staff also. But I did send the students something. So all I'm asking everyone to do right now, focus on not leaving your keys in your car while you're gassing up, because we know that's an issue, not just New Orleans, but everywhere. Sitting here at this conference with all of these chiefs, New Orleans have it bad, but some of their parishes have it just as bad too. So we're going to ask that if you do go out, I know the mayor has shut down a lot, but if you do decide to walk in certain areas, make sure that you have a small amount of money on you, or you're using your debit card. Keep some type of ID, because remember that you can be ID'd at any time. So make sure you have either your state ID or your driver's license on you. If you have your college ID, that's fine. A police department will always call and say, is this person a student at your college? And we can always assist you in that manner. Um, as far as drinking, don't do it, but just in case you want to buy a Sprite or a 7 Up or Dr. Pepper, not that Hennessy or Jack Daniels or Crown Apple, but make sure you use all necessary precautions. I know you can't drink in your room, but you can't tell me you don't bring it in there. So just in case, make sure it's very small cups, and just two will be pretty good for me. If you need anything with campus, if you're in student union and you don't feel comfortable walking on campus, I'm asking you to call the office so that you can get an escort to your room. We can walk you to your room, or we can drive you to the area on campus you need to go. Um, I've seen where we have the students walking from Family Dollar. Uh, I'm asking now, well, I've been asking, but uh, make sure you stay in the well-lit areas that when you're coming back in the evenings. Uh, and if you're at Family Dollar and you have a concern, please call the office. If there's too much activity in the path that you need to travel to get back to the campus, call the office so an officer can patrol the area and possibly pick you up if you need to. We're trying to take those precautions right now because, as stated, the crime that's occurring is not just older people now, it's children ranging from 8, 9, and 10 years old that pretty much been trained the wrong way and don't have a clue how to use a weapon and things of that nature. So we want to make sure that we provide all the safety guidelines that we could possibly give you. But if there's anything that you have a question about, please send me an email. We should be finishing up here in about another 30 minutes. And I'll be headed back into town. I definitely need to come view the campus to see what's been going on.
Yes, indeed. We miss you, Chief. You know, when you're not here, your absence is felt. We appreciate you. Thank you for keeping us safe and learning about the newest safety techniques and all of that. So we can't wait for you to return to campus and inform us about that. If anybody has questions about campus safety, how do they reach you?
Okay, so you can call the office at 504-816-5310, or as always, I always give my cell phone number because it gets used a lot. 504-458-5706. Program them in your phone and use them whenever needed. Or other than that, if it's not an emergency for something, you can just send me an email through campus.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chief Honore. We appreciate you taking some time out of your conference to join us today. Y'all, if you have questions about campus safety, parking, all those things, just reach out to Chief Honore and she will be happy to work with you. We know you may have to log off soon, Chief, but thank you so much for joining us. As always, we
Sorry, just before I go, just so
Sure.
you all know, if you lock your keys in your car, we do have the unlock tool. We do have a hydraulic jack in case you need assistance in changing your tire. We will teach you how to change your flat tire. And we have the air compressor and something else. 1, 2, 3, 4. Auto unlock, air compressor, auto jump tool. So we do have all of that in the office at this time, and we have been using it.
Awesome. That's fantastic, Chief. We appreciate you. And everyone, this is an educational institution, so they're going to teach you how to do it so that you'll be prepared for when it happens in the future. That's awesome. Thank you, Chief. Next up, we're going to hear from our campus chaplain, Reverend Herbert Brisbane. Reverend Brisbane, tell us what's happening with religious life. Tell us what's going on for seniors as it relates to community service, and tell us about our daily bread.
Sure. Can I share? Can you share?
Yes, you can.
Well, I'm excited as we move forward with some of the opportunities for us to connect as relates to our daily bread. We're trying to get it up and running in a new spot. But in the meantime, for those of you that may have some food issues, we invite you to come. Is it connecting?
We're not seeing it, no.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, we're going to start off with community service first, and then we'll go into the other areas. I'm just excited that we're in the process of trying to revamp our community service. So some of you have been tapped as it relates to being a part of a focus groups that are coming up. And so as we continue to revisit, one of the things that I want you to be mindful of that our current graduating requirement hours, according to what's stated in the book, is 120 hours, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. And one of the things I want you to be mindful of as an outside community service that is students initiated outside of the approved list. We don't have an actual list right now, but we want you to understand that just make sure that that information is documented on their particular letterhead so that we're able to do that. And so as we're moving forward and during this pandemic time, I want you to understand if you're graduating senior, you need a minimum of 45 hours in this season. 45 is your magic number. We need 45 because 45 gets you out. 45 is out. That's the key. Understand that 45 is out. So as you're moving forward, One of the things that we want to talk about, we discourage students from engaging with in-person service opportunities during this COVID-19 season. If you go back to your email, it was a email that was sent out on February 19th coming from the Community Service Office that provides some virtual opportunities for you as a student that you can then in turn gain some hours if you need some hours. One of the things that we want you to be mindful of your health and safety. That is our number one priority. Completed hours could be submitted via Blue Connect within 45 hours of the service tracking taking place. So within 48 hours, make sure you upload your information to Blue Connect. If you have any questions regarding that, you can email us at ducommunityservice@dillard.edu. If you have any questions about how to connect with Blue Connect, there it is for you. You can go back and pull that information for, you can email us and we can then in turn send you the information as to how to make good connections with Blue Connect as you're moving forward. And so just a reminder for graduating seniors, 45 hours is your magic number for community service hours. And we'll talk more with you in days to come for your senior meeting. One of the things that I'm also excited about is that we're having in-person chapel. There are 2 biweekly opportunities for you to worship. We have Wednesday at 12 p.m., a virtual worship opportunity, Message in the Middle. And then also on Sunday, this coming Sunday, we're inviting you and asking in that big question, are you okay? How are you doing? At 6:30 p.m. And so that's going to be in person as we move forward. Other opportunities for you to worship. We have a weekly Bible study that is also being given in the evening at 7 p.m. And some of the hot topics that we're going to be dealing with is sex, grief, and then also men-to-men empowerment, opportunity and women-to-women empowerment, where we're going to have special topics for those particular areas so that we can sit down and really have some one-on-one conversations, some candid conversations around some things that are going on. What's new and upcoming is save the date on Monday, February 22nd, will be a grief support group. If you have experienced some loss along the way, or a lot of loss, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit or a lot, but you need some support, some coping skills and how to handle the anxiety that is related to grief and how do we process this. That's going to be a time where we're partnering with the counseling center where we will sit in, I will provide the spiritual care and they will provide the mental care in that capacity so that we can become a healthy community as we're moving forward. Also, for those of you that are interested in serving within the life of the religious life here at Dillard University, we have Vision Quest Gospel Choir, which rehearse on Thursday at 7 p.m. in Lawless. And then also the Chapel Council, where we're asking for you to come and to be a part. If you have ideas or you want to serve in some capacity, we're going to be meeting on Fridays at 5 p.m. in Lawless Social Room. Service opportunities for you entail everything from drama ministry, mime ministry, dance ministry, the food pantry. As we've been talking about, I wanted to share a little bit about that. There are opportunities for you to gain or get food. If you are in need of something, reach out to us. My number, I'll give it to you in just a moment, or email us. And we want to make sure you get something that could help sustain you through your hard times financially, especially for those of you that are living off campus. We want to be of support to help you in whatever way that we can. Two of the new things that we're going to be working on is the media ministry. You have gifts and graces within the life of media ministry. That means filming, recording, because we have a YouTube channel called Lawless YouTube that we're going to be uploading some of our services and that are going to be held in Lawless. And we need some marketing folk that can help us around the marketing in light of all of that. So if you have gifts and graces that you want to give, we invite you. We turn no one away. We need your help, and all hands on deck. Many hands make light work. And so we're looking forward to seeing how we can be in partnership with you as you're moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rev. If you all have any questions for Rev, go ahead and drop those in the Q&A box, and we will happily answer those as we continue on with our presentation for the day. So last up for today is Dr. Bullard to give us any updates related to COVID-19.
Hey everyone, it's good to see everybody on the Zoominar this week. I appreciate Dr. Courtney and all of our our panelists who come on each week, just to give you all information, just so you know kind of what we're doing and how we're doing it. I do want to just make a couple of quick points, and then I'll check and see if there's any questions. First of all, let me say that I've been really, really pleased with our COVID numbers. This week, we only have, I think, 2 cases this week total, which is great. You know, obviously, we cannot hide from COVID, and it's something that will invade our campus at some point, but it's also really great to know that we are doing our part to be socially distanced and to wear our mask and so on and so forth. And so to that end, next week, we started some testing this week, but next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you will start to get some emails from the department, the area of student health, who will email you and say, hey, go ahead and come in and start doing some testing. When you get those emails, please do respond, go ahead and come in. During this period, we got to know our status. We got to know positive or negative. And then what it allows us to do is to make good decisions about how we support you, whether or not you need to miss class or anything like that. So please do receive those emails and basically go ahead and come in and get tested. If you get sick, do not go to class. That is something, for some reason, we have not been able to get through to folks. This is not the time to say, oh, I'm just going to push through. I'm just going to try to make it. This isn't the time to do that. Stay at home. We will work with your professors. For this period of time, we're going to err on the side of caution. I'm not saying that if you're, if you have, runny nose and fever, that you definitely have COVID, but we want to place ourselves in a situation where we are 100% sure. And then even if it's not COVID, that still is contagious. Those kind of things can still be contagious. So we don't want people to get sick, even if it's just a cold or flu or whatever the case is. And so I really do hope and pray that you will give some thought about what you need to do to stay safe, which is if you get sick, stay home. Email your professors who will work with you. Email myself who will work with you. We deliver meals to your room. I mean, we have a whole process that we have to ensure that you can sort of keep your, your momentum as a student. So please, please do let us know if you do get sick. The last thing I'll say is, I know that the mayor has essentially eliminated a lot of our ability to kind of be out and around for Mardi Gras. But I know that what we've done, I'm sorry, 2 things. I know that we have the ability to still go and interact with each other in smaller groups. So I know that you may have a friend across town. I know some students have mentioned they may get an Airbnb and turn up at the Airbnb, the VRBO. Listen, this really is not the time to be in that space. Do not tempt fate as it relates to all of this. During this time frame, you think about it, people really want revenue and money and all those kinds of things for the city of New Orleans. The fact that the mayor would shut down all of the bars and all of the these restaurants and all of these kind of places during Mardi Gras, when, as you can imagine, this is probably the largest, money maker for the city, that has to show you that this is really, really serious. Okay, that has to show you this is really, really serious. So please think about that. Think about what your role is. The other thing is that as you were to become sick, even if you don't, nothing terrible happens to you personally, you can be a carrier. And so you don't want to infect your professor, one of the physical plant staff, one of the folks, the staff members. You don't want to be responsible for that. So please think about that as you're making decisions. Everybody, just be low key. Have a good time during this break. Catch up on your work, those kinds of things. But we're just going to mark this one off as a non-starter, which is going out and being involved with the local areas. If you want to go out and have a meal or something, please be sure that it's at one of the places that is doing the proper things in terms of maybe outdoor seating or places that have the appropriate social distancing in the restaurants. The city is cracking down on a lot of that. And so I would hate for you to go one of those places and spend your money and then the city comes in and shuts the place down. And that's a realistic possibility at this point. The final thing I'll say, and then I'll get off. I feel like I'm delivering a lot of tough news today. I know that some of you all have made a decision that you want to kind of get involved out in the residence halls and have little get-togethers out there and that kind of thing or whatever. I want you to know that we're not going to stand for that. And I don't know how else to say that. We're just not going to stand for that. We have to be safe. And so if we determine that you have intentionally put together one of your intimate get-togethers at your apartment, maybe out at Gentilly Gardens or in your residence hall room, and you have 8 or 10 people there drinking and having a good time, there's a really good chance you're going to be removed from housing. It's that serious this year. Okay, I know that you guys are typically used to us kind of giving you a fine or having to do some community service or something like that. This isn't the year. This year, if we determine that you are extending yourself too much, you're getting out there partying and this kind of thing, the penalty is going to be swift and it's going to be significant. The area universities and colleges have had to do the same thing. So this isn't a Dillard thing. I think Tulane has decided that they're going to just kick you directly out of the buildings. And with some people even having implications around your ability to matriculate at the school. So some people are getting suspended. Over, all that kind of thing. This is not the time for that. Okay, it's coming. I feel hopeful that this is all going to resolve itself here over the next few months. But in the interim, I just need you to do your best. So anyhow, I think that's all I have for today. But I feel like I've been preaching for 20 minutes. So let me know if there's any questions.
All right. Yeah. If y'all have questions, drop them in the Q&A box. And of course, we will pass the collection plate around because y'all had a reverend and an additional sermon this week. So it's important. We want you to be safe. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on board with that as well. So in addition to not doing the kickbacks and things like that you think we never find out about, also you need to be safe with whatever you're doing on campus. If there is a campus activity that we have advised you not to do, such as something very physical like boxing and things like that, and we've already advised you not to do that, don't do that. We need you to be safe. We don't want to spread this illness around. And as young people, a lot of times we are carriers. So we want to make sure that we're making the best decisions in interest for our entire community. 2 more announcements that I've been getting some questions about. One is about the outdoor furniture that's over near Kabakoff and in front of Kearney around the terrace, the new umbrellas and all that stuff. We're really excited to have that. I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. We're glad that you like it. If you sit at a table, after you're done with the umbrella, let it down. If you're walking outside and you're like, oh, it's about to rain, let the umbrellas down. We want them to last for a long time, but this was a request that you all as students made. So it's something that we're working with SGA on, we're working with facilities on to make sure that everything is taken care of. So we want everyone to do their part. So please, as a community member, make sure we're taking care of that, particularly those umbrellas. They are very sensitive. So when it's raining, when it's windy, all of that, do us a favor and do it for the community, and please put it in the down position. Also, the question that Dr. Bullard and I have been receiving a lot of is, will NPHC organizations have intake this semester? The answer is no. We will not have intake this semester. However, the organizations are still permitted to do activities and events and programs. Again, our top priority is your safety and your wellness. And so we have decided to not allow that this year. If you have specific questions about any of these things, feel free to email me directly and I'm happy to chat with you. We'll open up the floor now for any questions. Okay, looks like we have not had any questions to come through as of yet. Any final remarks from you, Rev?
No, I'm just excited to see how we can be in partnership. Know that even on this coming Wednesday, we have a special service at 11:30 for Ash Wednesday, for those that would like to receive imposition of ashes as we kick off our Lenten season and returning from Mardi Gras. And if you need any help, just reach out to me via email or call my office. It comes to me and we will be there as best as we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rev. We appreciate that. Any closing remarks from you, Dr. Bullard? All right, wonderful. So as always, we will record this. So we will place it on our YouTube channel as well as on Twitter. If you have any questions, email me, let me know. If there are any panelists you'd like to see in the future, please also let us know that. We hope that everyone has a very safe Mardi Gras break. Remember, there are no classes on this upcoming Monday and Tuesday. Make the right decisions, and we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Y'all have a great weekend. Oh, wait, we got a question. Oh, okay. Great question. Are there any updates in regard to graduation? That is a great question. There will actually be a senior class meeting coming up very soon. Mr. Mitchell should be emailing you all about that, or he may have actually sent it a day or two ago. If you didn't receive that email, let him know, but it is happening very soon. I'm looking for it right now. Okay, senior class meeting will take place on Wednesday, February 17th. I'm sorry, that's the wrong date. That's not the right date. The date is February 23rd, 2021. So that is Tuesday, February 23rd. So not this upcoming Tuesday, but the following one. So at that meeting, Mr. Mitchell will present, Dr. Page will present, your senior class representative, Toya Smith, will be there. We'll have representatives from the alumni office. We'll again talk about the community service requirement, and we'll answer any questions you have generally regarding commencement. So those updates will come at that meeting. If you have additional questions after that, we can always invite them to join us on a Friday so that they can continue to address your questions. That meeting will take place over Zoom, so you will receive the instructions for that. We have no other questions, so we'll end it there. If you do have a quick question, feel free to send it to me and I will respond right back to you. Y'all have a great weekend. See you next time.